My name is Troyce Venturella. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I live with HAE, Hereditary Angioedema. HAE is a condition where an individual cannot prevent soft tissue swelling in their body. It could be your hands, your feet, internal organs, genital, and the most serious is when it's your laryngeal or your throat area, because that is life-threatening when your airway is cut off by swelling. So my story with HAE is different than others, and I would like to say that everyone is a little bit different. I was not diagnosed with hereditary angioedema until I was 24 years old. However, I did have symptoms starting when I was about 8. We didn't know what they were. One doctor said, oh, you just got a bee sting, or oh, you just bumped your toe. So they would give me Benadryl and it would make me sleepy, but my swelling would still be there. But then I started having laryngeal swelling. And at one point I was intubated. And so by the time I was 23, I had been intubated 5 times and still no one knew what was going on. So one time I went to the ER and there was a young doctor and he said, I think I know what's wrong. And I literally said, okay, sure. Could you just give me my IV fluids and something for the nausea? Because I had been through it so many times. And he did some blood work. And a week later, that same physician called me and said, you have hereditary angioedema. For the first time in years, I knew I wasn't crazy. Now, there wasn't a lot of hope because there really wasn't anything to take for it. Back then, there was a steroid. I did try that and it didn't work. And so at that point, they put a tracheostomy in me. I had a little plug, just popped that little plug and I could breathe. While it was scary, it actually gave me some relief, knowing that every time I had swelling, I didn't have to go get intubated. When treatment finally became available in the United States in 2009, it was a very exciting time, but there were still some challenges. Will my insurance company cover this new biologic medication? How do I get it into my body? It was an IV, and it was going to be required to administer every 3 days. As we looked at the ways that we were going to be getting the medication, the infusion center at the hospital was the recommendation by our insurance company, but it actually became a burden to schedule times, to work around our lives. So we decided that we would be administering our medication at home. After time, I was able to have my trach removed, been able to do a lot of things that I never dreamed I would be able to do. But hereditary angioedema is not a curable disease, so I will have it as long as I'm alive. And so every year, prior authorizations, the denial and appeal process becomes a little disheartening for something that is not a curable disease. My journey changed a lot when I first got connected with the Hereditary Angioedema Association. I felt like I had found a family, and I wanted to do whatever I could to help others to not feel all alone. I like to tell my story, and I want other people to tell their story and to realize that all of our stories are different, but everyone's story is important. My name is Troyce Venturella, and I'm thriving while living with hereditary angioedema.